Oh yeah, the menu's going to be changing all the time. Right, let's go to start new game. Pow! Here you decide what world your world will look like. This is the world your world could look like. The choice completely shapes the game, so choose wisely. Random races pulled from a list of 94,887,852 races to make up a unique world. Select races. Choose the races who will occupy your world. Completely custom game. Customize every part of your game world. Preset race packs, or return to the main menu. I think we need to go random races. I want extreme randomness. Can we look at each race to determine? We could, yeah. Like we could genuinely define the races. And I love the way you define the races, by the way. Many of you board gamers, I perish saying that out loud because I might summon so I can only say it once. Say it 3 times and will appear with a board game, and you will have to play for your life. You fail, and that's it. You now live in the board game as one of the mini peeps. But if you are, you may have played the game Small World. It has a race system, like for defining races, very similar to that. Whereas like you choose the race and 1 or 2 descriptor words that get bound together to define the characteristics of that race. It's super cool, actually. I said it twice, but I didn't say it any more times, so I'm fine. Anyway, so random races, badonk. Do you want to leave the races that fill your world completely up to fate? Or would you like the chance to select another random lot until you find one you're happy with? We are going to leave it completely to fate because it makes it so much more fun that way. My lord. Right, leave it up to fate, badonk. Time limit. Choose how long you wish your game to run for. Anything other than no time limit lets you see what became of your kingdom after your death. No matter what you choose, you can always continue playing beyond the time limit if you wish. Now, to give you an idea, 25 years is a several-hour-long game. I did a bit of a test of just rushing through choices. 25 years would be about 1 stream. So use that as your kind of litmus. We're not going to do infinite. But 250 years would put us at about a 10 stream game. Fours have it. Time to eat your 4. Okay, fine. Yeah, chat. Okay, we're gonna do 250 years. Bump. Okay. Right, accept the currently selected music. Here you choose if you will be known as King, Queen, or something else. King for a Dato it shall be. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of choices to get names in here. That's why I'm using some of the names for choices, because honestly, it's the best way to go. Let's go with Sylvanis. Okay. Oops. Let me just double check that I've typed this out right. Okay. Donk. Very well. Now, Mokken. Since you got your name used up to just select whether it was going to be king or what have you, I'm also going to give this choice to you. Because I want you to get good value out of that. Those 10,000 dapper ducats. You get to pick. However, I'm going to say one thing here. Difficulty not only affects your starting situation, it affects how the game ramps up difficulty, how certain rolls get made later on. I'm going to say this choice is only for the starting situation. It can be any of these. It can be insane if you want it to be. But I'll be using the default debug difficulties to say, hey, use whatever starting resources the difficulty says, but then use the basic game difficulty curve after that. For anything solid or insane. If it's just 1, 2, 3, or 4, I'll just roll with that as the difficulty curve as well. But I am nowhere good enough to be able to handle solid or insane and their difficulty curve. I want to actually show you the game a bit. The knights cannot be named, but champions will be, yeah. But this choice is for Moken, and Moken alone. They are the decider of destiny. 4. You sound experienced. Very well. I am not. I have played exactly one game to 25 years, and it was a shit show. But I approve. Nothing like a bit of a challenge, eh? This is the same reason why whenever I play Divinity Original Sin 2, I play it on Tactician. Because I just like suffering. Okay, hard mode. You are the ruler of the kingdom of Sylvanis, once a mighty and powerful kingdom fighting against the troublesome rebellion of Faradel the Kinslayer, and the hordes of bandits loyal to Fëanor, overlord of the bandit horde, as well as several minor bandit gangs who pester your lands. The world is vast and complex. There is much to see and do, and little time to waste. From the fabled ancient lands to the blood-soaked arena, these lands call to be united under the flag of Sylvanis. That was actually really fitting music, considering. The world is full of mystery and wonder. There are many peoples in this world. And now this is going to let us know what the races of our world are. By the way, if you live for long enough, and considering we're playing on a 250-year-long game, we are going to live long enough, I hope, unless we die very early. We're going to find more races by discovering them. But the races we know of are men, that's going to be us, underground half-giants, pygmy cloud demigods, dastardly ashfawn, divine shadow Esfanti, and terrestrial orclings, goblins, and demons. Pygmy cloud demigods. This is actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. For one thing, whenever we are going to the arena and we see someone fighting against a pygmy cloud demigod, I'm fairly certain we're going to be able to go all in on the pygmy cloud demigod. Doesn't matter who they're fighting against, they're probably going to win. Now, that's assuming they're as good as their name suggests, but let's assume that they are. It's always good to have basically a race that kind of raffle stomps every other race into paste, because then it makes betting in the arena very easy when they show up as one of the contestants. That being said, you can end up with all of your races more or less being evenly matched, and then the arena is actually quite nail biting. But you know, if you have one race that is just hopelessly more powerful than all the others, it is basically an all-in situation whenever you see them show up. So money can be really easy in that particular situation. But honestly, the Divine Shadow Esfanti, the Underground Half Giants, and the Pygmy Cloud Demigods all sound a little bit dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. Well, 2 Pygmy Cloud Demigods show up. Well, then it comes down to which one has the most interesting sounding adjective. Like, one might be a pacifist Pygmy Cloud Demigod against a ferocious Pygmy Cloud Demigod, in which case bet on the ferocious one. Also, pretty much always bet against the pacifist, because that is not just for show. They're not like these like, you know, Instagram, oh, I'm so passive, I'm such an ardent pacifist, someone annoys him, I want to punch him in the face. You can't just espouse these violent thoughts all the time. It's having the capacity to be violent but suppressing it internally and be like, no, super zen. If you're just going around saying, oh, I would punch you in the mouth so hard, I want to right now. It's like, you're basically giving into it. You're being aggressive. You're being non-passive with your words at this point. The way of the passive fist. Maybe that's what it was all this time. Just people misinterpret. It's kind of like the whole blood is thick in the water, or, you know, curiosity killed the cat. They just didn't fully understand the implications. It wasn't pacifist, it was passive fist. They were just so good at fighting, they didn't have to raise they didn't do anything. They're just a threat of them getting involved in the fight knocked the other people out. Perfect. All right. But these are our races. It's going to be very interesting. The annals of history remember well your rise to the throne. How did it happen? Okay, next naming game. Now, this is an important choice. You can absolutely choose option 18. Matten, you're up next. This choice is for you. You can pick any of them, or you can go with 18. Oh, yeah, Matten wants to go with 18. Brave. I like it, Matten. Deeply like it. I am all aboard the random train. Can I get 18? Dunk, dunk. Yeah, there we go. Tonk. You were a prominent slaver who ended up ruling the slavers for... Oh my god, Matten! What have you done? Are we the bad guys? You were a prominent slaver who ended up ruling the slavers' fort. You took your slave army and made a calculated attack on the Sylvanas garrison, successfully defeating it and executing the king. Now you rule, but the people are terrified of you and may plot to remove you. Minus 30 public opinion due to your origin. Half of your soldiers and peasants have deserted and joined the rebels, plus 1,200 slave soldier units for your army, plus 1,800 slaves units for your army. You rule the slaver fort. Okay, so that means we've got an extra kingdom like satellite, which we own. Okay, okay. So, you know how people were like, hey, is this a dark Aavak or a good Aavak or a random Aavak run? It was a random Aavak run, and truly it was, because we have randomly been crowned dark Aavak. Okay, all right, this is going to be an interesting one. Minus 30 public opinion. By the way, Chair, that's more negative opinion than if you were a necromancer and you came to the throne by using an army of undead. Just to put that in perspective. People hate us more for being a slaver than if we just rolled in like a tide of undeath and just rose to power upon a literal throne of skulls. Just in case you weren't clear where you were on the evilometer, you're above a necromancer. Guess we know what Aavak's first run was. I don't know. What do you mean? Yeah, I rolled 18 and I got the Necromancer run as well. Yep. Necromancers are not evil, just misunderstood. Okay, well, good job. Good job. This is going to be an interesting run. So with that, you are invited to the royal crowning ceremony, where you can learn of your newly inherited realm. Of course, you are the ruler of this kingdom and can also ignore the ceremony completely. No, let's go to the ceremony. Can you even hear that? Unfortunately, I think this game actually... God, yeah. The sound effects are so funny sometimes, especially with the procedurally generated music, and it is procedurally generated. Like, if a bard shows up and sings you a song, it's procedurally generated. Like, if they show up and they're going to do some orcish throat singing, it's procedurally generated. If they show up and they want to do a goblin drum solo, procedurally generated. They want to play you a song on their harp made of human hair, procedurally generated. If it's a gnome shows up and wants to do some gnomish whistling, procedurally generated. But you're going to miss out on all of that. That was the one primary reason why I wanted to keep sounds on. Okay. I don't know how the music's going to be once it kicks back in, but we'll find out. You enter the throne room for the first time. As you do, the small crowd gathered inside bows to you and your small band of musicians play a fanfare. You take a moment to observe the room as High General of Sylvanas approaches. Greetings to you. This is General Gorin Pikener. I hope you are well, my lord. I shall crown you as the one true king of Sylvanas. You gained this title by combat as your slave army fought into the capital and killed our previous ruler. You rule now surrounded by foes, but I am not one of them. You are now the king of Sylvanas. Long may you reign. Now, as our forefathers did, we must do one last thing. Someone with a fart in their belly, release it now. A courtier approaches, bows, and then farts. Your general nods in approval. And that brings our ceremonious ceremony to an end. Look, okay, at least they didn't bring the slap goblin out. All right? This ceremony is likewise procedurally generated. Lots of things could have happened here. I haven't introduced myself very well. I am Gorin Pikener, your general. I advise you on matters of warfare and inform you about the military. I will now tell you of the state of the realm. This is important. Sylvanas holds 3 territories. It's not the most territory, but it could be worse. We shall have to be careful to protect ourselves. The kingdom's personal army consists of 150 peasant workers, 37 soldiers, and 3 loyal knights who serve your cause. Now, that's all for military matters. For the realm's finances, the kingdom has a total of 750 gold in its coffers, which is practically nothing. There is also 2,737 additional gold in the bank. My king, now that you are crowned, you may speak to Old Kroll, if you wish, for any tutoring on the matters of the realm. If you are unsure of what to do, I would highly recommend it. Though, if you would like to discuss it later, you may do so by returning to the throne room. We're going to skip it. It's basically full-on tutorial, and I feel it is a lot of reading. And I've done that lot of reading, and I'm feeling fairly confident to be able to show you the way. Your diplomat nods and bows, saying, if you do require any tutoring, find me in the throne room, and I can help. I can happily help. All right. Here we are. I really don't like the faces. Yeah. Get used to it. There's going to be a lot of them. Okay, so we've got 750 gold, 1,390 men, most of whom are slaves. The public opinion is -30 out of -100 to +100. We've got 3 lands, which affects how much we can earn and also how many recruits we're going to get. The years remaining are 250. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to make some money. Oh, a big part of that is going to come down to the local fight pit. Oh, it's a fight pit as well. Okay, so it's not even a little arena. It's a fight pit. Okay. We can go to the throne room. We can meet. We've got 16 people who want to petition us for something. We can upgrade the kingdom, though we've got nowhere near enough gold to do it. We've barely got enough gold to hire anyone. We can arrange some diplomacy, manage staff, hire mercenaries. Let's have a look at diplomacy first and foremost. The Gab, the goblin slaver. I guess, we're a slaver, so it makes sense that there is a goblin slaver. You can outlaw goblin slavery. You can outlaw slavery. Speak to the militia. We can check out the independent territories. There's 2 goblin kingdoms, 1 bandit horde. That's different to bandit groups. The bandit horde is a much larger organized bandit force. There's the rebels. There's adventuring groups who we can like get in touch with. Some of them will work against us. Some of them, you know, depends on how liked you are and whether they're evil or lawful, good, etc. But we can get them to go on quests for us. But let's check out the Goblin Slaver first. You invite the local Goblin Slaver, Gab the Goblin Slaver, to your throne room to discuss business. Gab the Goblin Slaver's total goblins, 130. Relation with Gab the Goblin Slaver? No relation. I'd like to speak to them. What would you like to know, my king? Who are you? I'm Gab the Goblin Slaver, and I capture and sell goblins for profit. What makes you different from other Goblin Slavers? I don't capture little tribal goblins. All of my goblins are berserkers. Granted, there's less of them, but here they are in all their glory. Okay, so we'd get a stronger goblin if we got slaves from this Goblin Slaver. What do the Goblin Slavers think of me in general? You aren't seen as anything other than a potential buyer. And why are you a slaver? We are bigger and stronger than them. You don't think we would be in cages if those green rats were bigger? Welcome to life. Wow, okay. Didn't need to slap me in the face with that. Holy crap. I could have them executed just straight up. Though that wouldn't necessarily remove goblin slavery. I would need to outlaw goblin slavery for that. Executing them just means that another goblin slaver would eventually show up. Says the king with a few thousand slaves. Shut up. Okay. Let's talk with the Sylvanas militia. You call forth the head of the militia, Brixos, the Earth Scorcher. Brixos, the Earth Scorcher, the 7th. Okay. Who arrives eager to hear what you have to say. Okay. What is the militia? The militia is a group of loosely organized peasants from your realm. They can be ordered to help your own troops defend your land or to stay out of the way. When hiring peasants from the hire troop menu, you're hiring them from the militia. If you hire all of them, the militia temporarily disbands until more men join. Once hired to your own army, the peasants will work the fields and produce income for you, and can be used in battle and will automatically defend your lands. Okay, let's speak to the militia leader. Let's find out about you. The militia leader, Broxos the Earth Scorcher the 7th, sits eagerly awaiting your questions and requests. Does the militia have... well, they shouldn't have... That's a silly question. Well, I'll ask it anyway, but they shouldn't have a flag. No, we're not trying to be an independent entity to Sylvanas, my liege, and we would never pretend to be anything other than that. Okay, who are you? I am Brixos the Earth Scorcher the 7th, the current head of the Sylvanas militia. Everything is discussed between our group, so my position is merely as the most able speaker currently. Who are the militia? Farmers, butchers, bakers, retired men, merchants, anyone really. Folk who work together to ensure an extra level of safety in the land where you cannot always be. What does the militia do? We keep sharp ready for needing to fight. Okay, that does make sense when I say it out loud. Depending on what your goals are, we can take part in protecting the lands, doing our best to stop foreign invasions and raids. Wait, did the militia have the S on their chest for Sylvanas? If they did, I love it. Nice little touch. Let me have a look. What is the militia? Yes, they do. And I believe that changes. So I think that S is for Sylvanas. Right, who the militia? What does the militia do? What can the militia do for me? Well, we can be as involved or not in the defense of Sylvanas as you wish, and if you feel you need more people in your personal army, you can hire many of us too. Should I hire militia members? I cannot advise as to if this is the correct strategy, but any militiaman will serve even more loyally in your personal domain than in a simple militia. So if you have the gold and the desire for more loyal men, by all means. Why shouldn't I shut the militia down? I do not think that would be such a good idea, but I will not try and stop you if you do. Having the militia on hand can be helpful during times of external pressure. It's unwise to destroy your allies. I agree. Our militia is full of super people. Alright, well, we can build upgrades to the militia, but I don't think we can, actually. Oh, I can get recruiting signs. We'll come back to that, though. I want to give them orders. You're provided with a list of possible orders you can give to the militia. Ask the militia to stop getting involved in military affairs. Ask the militia to get involved in more defensive actions. Buy troops from the militia. Sell troops to the militia. Ask the militia to cease operations. I'm going to have them get involved in defensive actions specifically. The militia captain, Brixos, the Earth Scorcher the 7th, agrees to get more involved. There we are. Okay. Agrees to get more involved. Okay. The militia are currently pledged to defend Sylvanas at all costs. There we are. So that should hopefully... Like, if we're being attacked, the whole of the militia will get involved. Alright. It's good enough. Now, this is the part that I want to look at. Let's have a look at the bandit horde. Fenor's bandit horde. Fenor, the bandit overlord. Total men 880, total gold 1,500. Faction relation minus 2. They've got 3 lands, so they're somewhat similar to us. We could offer peace. We could try to bribe them. We can't. About the bandit horde. About Fenor, the bandit overlord. View their troop tier. Now, there's going to be... And all of this information is procedural. I really can't hammer that home enough. This whole world is built up randomly. Every game is going to be different. But let's have a look at about the bandit horde. The bandit horde originated as a small group of bandits. As time went on, this group proved to be the most ruthless, and there were none amongst them more ruthless than Fenor. Fenor and his gang destroyed, enslaved, and united their way to having the biggest bandit gang in the realm, and soon they became a very big problem for civilization. About the overlord. Fenor originally began as a street thug. As a boy, he was often fighting, and when he grew up, he took it to new levels. Fighting became killing, and killing became nothing. Fenor was a monster. One day, he marched to the cabin of a man who led the biggest bandit gang in the region, carved his eyes out, and then declared himself king of all outlaws. It wasn't long before his declaration became reality. Now, there are certain entities that are guaranteed in every game, but you can, if you go into custom settings, you can change it. The demon horde is like an end game threat, and it quietly builds up over time. Then there's the bandit horde. I'm fairly certain the rebels, like, the entity will exist, but how, like, and this is true of all of them, how big or how well defined it is all depends on the randomness of how you came to power and all sorts of other things. So, but it seems that our rebels are a particularly dangerous fighting force, much more so than you might have had if we'd come to power in a more widely accepted way. The 2 goblin kingdoms, Krut and Rak, they are guaranteed. I think by default there will be 10 adventurer groups, but you can have as many as you want. You could say there's 100 adventurer groups if you want to. And I think new ones can pop up, but generally speaking, once an adventurer group is gone, it's gone. You know, just the way it is. Independent territories, I think there's always 5, but if their number gets too small because they've been wiped out or something like that, more can be generated as time goes on, and the bandit groups, likewise, more will be generated as time goes on. These are the ones that are there right now. The Mendacious Dawn Executioners, for example. I can have a look at the general report on the bandit situation. Your diplomat tells you of the various bandit gangs in the realm. You may also wish to know more of the general bandit situation. Active bandit gangs 5. Current general bandit level, many hordes. Other active groups, Fenor's bandit horde, the Black Market, Fort Northwatch, and Fort Kulak. The current bandit situation is one of grave concern. There are many horde-sized groupings of bandits across the realm, scheming and growing more powerful. I can view the current effects of the general bandit level, how I can reduce it, how can I increase the general bandit level. Look, you know, we're evil for a different reason, but we could also be a bandit king. You know, there's lots of different ways to be evil. Disable notifications of new bandit groups, currently enabled. I'd like to know about it, so let's have a look at the current effects. These are the effects of the current bandit level has on the realm. The higher the bandit level, the quicker new gangs spawn, the more bandit groups are able to recruit, and the quicker the bandit level naturally increases. Increasing bandit level 70 and beyond will increase the effects. Reducing bandit level to 49 and below will decrease the effect. 25% chance a new gang will spawn into any free slot each year. The general bandit level has a 3 in 6 chance of increasing by 1 each year. All bandit groups have 2 times recruitment bonus. How can I reduce it? There are many ways to root out the bandit influence in the realm. The more obvious of those ways is to kill off the bandit groups. You might also try finding any bandit-controlled locations in the realm and conquering them, as well as enacting anti-bandit laws and policies. How can I increase it? If you want to increase the influence of bandits in the realm, then enact pro-bandit policies such as forgiving outlaws and closing the prison, especially if you have lots of prisoners, as every 150 released is +1 bandit level. You may also wish to disband any bandit units in your own army. For every 150 bandits disbanded, the general bandit level rises by 1. You can disband them in the disband section of the recruit, blah, 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 blah. Alright. So that gives us a bit of an idea. Now, each one of these has their own group. So if we had a look at these grants. Call forward your diplomat, discuss possible information surrounding the Mendacious Dawn executioners and their leader. I need money to bribe them to stop raiding me. I could ask my diplomat to try and make peace. I can view their stats as a group. I can view their leader's information, and the leader will have different things, like Warlord's perk, honest men, never steals gold from anyone, for example. That's an interesting bandit. We've literally found Robin Hood. Lord the Chain Lord. He's been through a rough time, okay? He's had to do some questionable things, but he's good deep down inside. I can see their relations with other factions. There's all sorts of information. The Skull Greyhound. We're not going to look at that. Now, the thing I would really like to look at, there's a couple of things. One, the rebels. The rebels of Sylvanas. Total men, 1,800. Total gold, 2,000. Land, 6. They got more lands than we have. Bribe them to stop raiding me. Bribe them to disband. About the rebels. About Faradal the Kingslayer. Let's have a look at the rebels. The rebellion is considered the true Sylvanas, fighting against your rule as a slave usurper. They will not rest until you're dethroned, and true blood of Sylvanas can resume power. Let's check out Faradal. Faradal, the Kinslayer, was the noble prince of Sylvanas, nephew to the king you killed. He names you as a usurper and will not rest until you are no more, and he has vengeance for his uncle's death. Now, I can see their relations with other factions. The bandits is -19. Krut and Iraq in the negatives. They are generally not liked by the Goliath Empire likes them, or at least more likes them than not. Also, the Skull Greyhound and Tricky Cavalry are kind of on their side. I know, I'm wondering why he's the Kinslayer. Okay, but we want to look at their troop tree. And we can, I think, compare them to ours. Oh no, their troop tree is exactly the same. Might not be. They've got elite rebel guards and elite rebel lords. Those are higher than our knights are 150. Our soldiers are 100 and our peasants are 50. At least I believe so. Now that was important to look at. Now we're going to look at the bandit horde. And I would like to see their troop tree. And I'll understand why shortly. So, 75, 125, 180, 230. Now the goblins. I want to have a look at their troop tree. 50, 75, 125. So they're less capable than us, generally speaking. I guess we could also just check them out. Like, they don't really care about us right now. 410 goblins, King Gurnak, about the Kingdom of Iraq. The Kingdom of Iraq is one of 2 largest goblin clans in the land, rival to the Kingdom of Krut, and vast in number. They are known for their tribal nature. Now, we can't do any diplomacy with them because they're too savage, but even if a group generates as too savage, it can civilize enough over time that you can start having diplomatic relations with them. But mostly I wanted to see their troop tree. I want to get an idea for what the different entities in this world are on the power scale. Right, independent territories. We've got the Sacred Cult. What a good name. I mean, they're very clearly robe appreciated. Your diplomat brings you a list of all known independent kingdoms and territories. You may look into each of them and learn of their race, culture, and law, as well as conduct diplomacy with them. So, the Sacred Cult, Great One Not the Prodding. Okay. Underground Half-Giants. I could offer peace. I could see the troop tree. I could see kingdom information, leader information. Let's have a look at that. Kingdom information. The sacred cult is made up of 425 troops and is led by the great one, not the prodding. Known as sons of giants, these creatures are hulking and powerful, though lacking in intelligence and population. Its people live underground. They are a group of barely civilized folk. Their famed words are, "We eradicate, then they watched." I see. Leader information. This is quite important because their personality has a huge effect. Skill 265, so again, our knights are about skill 150. Personality is neutral, okay. But what about your troop information? Let's have a look. Now I can compare these. This will give you an idea. So our peasants are 50, soldiers are 100, knights are 150. Their peasants are stronger than our soldiers. Their soldiers, their middle tier, are stronger than our best, our knights, and their knights are over twice as powerful as our soldiers, much more powerful than our knights. The underground half-giant champions goes giant berserker champion in that order. Remember this, chat. What battle score are my slaves? I'll be able to check that for you in a bit. Now we need to know try and remember, this is going to be super important for us. Not sacred, it's Scred. What? Scarred, sorry, scarred cult, not sacred, my bad. Oh, is this scared? Oh, right, okay. I guess scarred would be double R? Again, I'm dyslexic, so you know, don't even feel bad about drawing my attention to something that would be useful, because them being scared is useful information. In the same way that knowing if someone is pacifist is useful information. That word isn't just randomly thrown on there just for lulz. It means something. So knowing that they're scared, now I'm going to factor that into, because sacred, like if it said divine, yeah, no, that's frightening. Sacred, likewise, kind of a big deal. Godly, yeah, no, that's deeply bloody important information. However, scared, equally important, but less worrying. Now they are still powerful, but they're scared, so that's a bit more cowardly. So I'm going to factor that in. It does have meaning. It absolutely does have meaning. But yeah, understand that that one isn't streamer brain. That is genuinely dyslexic brain. So yeah. Right, Kuline. Independent. Let's have a look at you. King Eric's the Washap the Fifth. Pygmy Cloud Demigods. Oh, okay. We're actually not at war. Huh, so we can do quite a lot with them. We're going to request they declare war on someone, declare war on them. I'm not powerful enough to attempt vassalization. I can find their unique locations in the world. Rhesus Village, Tsar Hovel, Karna Village, and Kulane Arena. All right. These are places that we would be able to find, I think, if we explored the world. Factor relation 9 is actually quite high. Leader information. Let's find out about you. You're mercantile, which means you're going to care about money. Okay. We do not have enough money to get a trade agreement with you. That's just not happening. I'd need my own trade post to arrange a trade route here. Okay. I'm going to need to build a trade post. Balls. Okay. We've really not got a very powerful kingdom. Holy crap. This is going to be a rough start. Hire troops. I can form an alliance. Send gifts of gold. It looks like we might actually already have something of a trade agreement. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. That's good. That's good. All right. Kingdom information. The Ku Kulane is made up of 6,295 troops and is led by King Eric's the Washap the Fifth. Known to be the sons and daughters of the gods, immensely powerful and intelligent. They are not to be underestimated. Its people are pygmies, tiny in size and strength, but great in number, and its people live in high places to be among clouds. They are greatly enlightened people with near boundless intelligence. Their famed words are honesty, protection, duty. Right. So, I can see the battle logs, the lords of the land. There are a total of 4 lords protecting the realm. Lord Nukula the Titan is completely devoted vassal of the king, Eric's the Warship V of Kukulai. He is known for his hostility, and advanced defensive ability, and he occupies the second land of Kukulai. Okay, there's lots of information here. These are basically the champions of the race. I can view the crown. You asked to see the crown of Kukulai. However, you are informed by Pygmy Cloud Demigod King that the great King Eric's the Warship 5 requests 15 gold fee to see the crown. Okay, fine, I'll pay. There we are. Look at that beautiful crown. You asked to see the crown. You are escorted by 2 Pygmy Cloud Demigod Kings to a dimly lit room where the crown sits on a white pedestal. Lots of things. Again, all of this is like procedurally generated. I can have a look at their currency. They use tiny mina as their currency. They have 2,348 of them. A single tiny mina is worth a single gold coin. That is not always the case. Right. I can see their laws and legislation. They use the tiny mina as their currency. Also, Lazarus, thank you. ASCII art on an Aavak stream. Well, wait. This is an Aavak. This is top tier streaming. Let's go. Hey, mate. Oh, I hate slavers. Oh, we're so buggered. They have an arena and hold annual fights in it. They do not allow slavery within their lands and punish those who support it. They have a feudal system in place. Lords have their own armies, but must follow orders. Troop tree. Their peasant is way stronger than our knights. I'm not surprised. So, their lowest tier is Guardian. Their middle tier is Demigod with a battle score of 452. That's 3 times higher than our best unit. And their highest tier is the Cloud Demigod King with a battle score of 654. Dear God. Well, I doubt the other races are going to be able to compete with this. Right, but let's have a look at the Goliath Empire. Dastardly Ash Fawn. Okay, I'd like to know their troop tree. Oh yeah, no, these are worse than us. So Dastardly Ash Fawn peasants are 3 points less than our peasants, and their knights are 27 points lower than our knights. So I don't need to look at them any more than that. There's more information there if we really wanted to. In fact, let's check out the leader at least. Hostile. Right, okay, fair enough. Moving on. The Divine Shadow Sea. Now, these might be an interesting one. Actually, did I choose the right one? Yeah, I did. Okay. High Seer Orin the Manslayer. Okay. I'd like kingdom information, please. The Divine Shadow Sea is made up of 980 troops and is led by High Seer Orin the Manslayer, known as a race of elephantoid beasts. They are huge and hulking in strength and are known to live near water. It is said they are able to crush a tree with their arms. Its people are said to have divine energy, and its people are said to be made of shadows. Few see them as they move. They believe in righteousness and good and try to lead by example. They are a group of mostly civilized folk. Their famed words are, "We grow where you fought." Okay, I feel that is a threat. Laws and legislation. They use goldish pesos as their currency. They do not believe in non-essential combat and thus have no arena. They do not allow slavery within their lands, but don't punish those who do. They have a system of equality and spread their armies equally between themselves. They sound quite nice. So yeah, gold pesos equal to our coins. Let's have a look at the troop tree. Okay, so they are quite powerful. In fact, the Divine Shadow Great Esfanti are stronger than the Pygmy Demigods. Dear God. To the Pygmy Kings, rather. Their soldiers are not as strong as the Pygmy demigods, but the Great Asfanti are stronger. But they don't have any of those units. Yeah, that's quite true. The Calflings are almost as strong as our knights. Okay. All right. I mean, they are actually relatively okay with us. I just want to check in here. Kingdom information. Yeah, I can't get any further information. I don't have the diplomacy necessary. And the Grazug's domain. King Lockrook Shaggy Hair. Terrestrial Orklings. I see kingdom information. Let's have a look at the currency. Oh, courtiers of the land. Oh, okay. The Grazug's domain is made up of 3,885 troops. Let's have a look at their flag. Okay. And is led by King Lockrook Shaggyhair. Known as cousins of orcs, they are smaller and weaker, but found in much greater quantity. Its people are said to be some of the earliest living beings on the planet. They believe in hate and suffering, and are considered by many to be a force of evil in the world. Huh. They're a group of barely civilized folk. Their famed words are, the call where you marched. They call where you marched. Okay. So we'll look at their currency. The single old bead is worth a single gold coin. Very well. That's laws and legislation. They use old beads as their currency. They have an arena and hold annual fights in it. They sacrifice 1/10 of their population upon the death of their ruler. They do not allow slavery in their lands. No one likes slavers, it seems. Fair. They have a system of quality and spread their armies equally between themselves. Okay, finally, troop tree. Okay, they're not as strong as us, just slightly under-capable compared to us. All right. Here a native terrestrial Orkling grunter. Okay. Here you go, chat. There you are. Now you know what terrestrial Orkling grunting is. A beautiful expression of musical mastery. Life-changing indeed. Inspiring. Yep. All right. Okay, we've got some ideas now. That's all for... That was literally just the arranged diplomacy screen, chat. We've been going for how long? Aavak is really selling me this game. The money is practically floating from my wallet. Let me just find out. How much is the game for you right now? Chat, this game is a steal at a mere £7 shiny pounds and 99 slightly tarnished pennies. A steal, I tell you. We've already seen the Divine Nation. They're terrifying. They are divine elephantoid shadow people. How many old beasts is that? See, I want to say it's about equivalent because, you know, our currency is goldish, but the grim reality is since Brexit, a chocolate coin, a £2 chocolate coin, is worth more than £2. It costs more than £2 to buy a £2 chocolate coin. Let that sink in. Let it sink in, chat. Britain was the first country in the world to industrialize. At one point, our navies controlled like 1/5 of it. And at this point, the chocolate needed to replicate a £2 coin is worth more than the £2 coin is. Ah. I should invest in the 2-pound coins. That and toilet paper. It'd be fine. Clearly it's time to switch to chocolate coins as the main currency, right? You know, there's precedence. Being paid in bread, being paid in chocolate coins. I could get behind that. It's better than a fiat economy. At least I can eat the money. The value of my money can't ever be, like the calorific value of my money can't ever be taken away from me by someone just saying, haha, we've got more money now. It's like, no, it's still worth that many calories to me though. You can't just have a mistake in the banking system and someone has misplaced the zero and suddenly my money is worth nothing. Stupid fiat economy. Stupid banking system. Be sure this run is going to survive even starting. I am actually starting to doubt that. I'm not going to lie with you, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now we've got some information. Now, I went to the diplomacy screen first to find out some information on the different races, and there is a reason for that. If I visit the Royal Bank, I've got money in there right now. The current interest rate is 0.15% per year because of my kingdom size and lack of a bank tax. Now, I could install a bank tax in order to increase or decrease the interest rate. I could inspect a bank. I could deposit money. I could withdraw money. Let's inspect the bank. The Royal Bank still stands strong. It holds 160 guards and gains many clients and customers. View my vault. Your vault contains an overflowing chest with several piles of gold surrounding it, totaling 2,737 gold in value. Speak with the bank teller. You approach one of the bank tellers who nods at you. How much money do I have here? That's how much? Wow. You've got some fangs on you there, mate. And also one eye. Are you a vampire? How much money does the bank have here? Untold riches. Yeah, I'm sure you do. Why does the bank have so many guards? To protect the gold from unsavory elements. Who runs the bank? A collective of bankers who keep to themselves. What's it like working here? Nicer than a farm, I'll tell you that. How can I make more money? There are many ways, but via the bank, interest is the only way. What's the deal with loans? It's borrowing money now to pay back more later. In my opinion, it's a risk, and I'd consider it only if you thought you could make a lot more money out of your loan sum. Well, you're at least honest. A loan is selling me money for more than it's worth. Remember that, everyone. That's what all a loan is. You're buying money for more than that money is worth. It puts a lot into perspective. You can 100% raid a bank. Don't recommend it, though. Never done it, but I still don't recommend it. Okay. But we got some money there. I don't think we're going to need it yet. But now we're going to go to the local fight pit. Well, we could change some laws first. In fact, I'm going to change some laws first before we do. Your scribe is brought before you. He unravels a fresh scroll, eagerly awaiting your new laws and edicts. Evil policies. I love the fact they've got a category called evil policies. Ah, yes, my lord. Would you like to have a look at the evil laws? Yes. The scribe pulls out the scroll of evil policies and prepares to make amendments to it. Declare pillaging. Your soldiers can rob peasants. You get a cut. Declare a curfew. More arrests. Declare a breathing tax. Extra money from the people. Declare a walking tax. Declare Sylvanus a slave kingdom and enslave everyone. I mean... Possibly. I mean... I love that the scroll just literally has evil written on it. Other items. Your scribe pulls out the scroll of other policies and prepares to make amendments to it. Bandit Scourge. Offer a 5 gold reward for bandits. Yes. The scribe notes down your demands on a scroll and heads off to action them. You have declared a bandit scourge. Scrolls and notices are spread around the land, stating a 5 gold reward for any bandits captured and brought to your guards. The bandit level in the realm is now going to drop. A little bit. Public opinion is up. I'm going to have to pay for it, but there's ways of me making the bandits pay for them. Look, when they go to prison, I don't just have to let them sit there, is all I'm saying. There's a lot of manpower that is otherwise not being put to efficient use. Longer harvest hours. Peasants work hard. Issues may arise. Forgive outlaws. Allow outlaws back in society. No. Force everyone to wear hats. Oh, God. Everyone in chat wants this. You know what? I'm going to need to see... I'm going to need to see at least 5 backseat passes saying hats. You have exactly 30 seconds. I'm counting them now in my head. That includes Twitch delay. Okay. Okay. Now, the funny thing is, I said I only needed 5. I'm not refunding any of those. Any overspill goes into the Royal Treasury because we're poor and we need the money. Thank you. Very well, we will force everyone to wear hats. Force everyone to wear hats. The scribe notes down your demands on a scroll and heads off to action them. The people are upset at a loss of freedom, but are happy that they all have cool hats to wear. This one is kind of balanced. Okay? No public opinion issues. Very well. Declare a different number from your current year. I like that. It's like, yeah, I'm the ruler. If I say it's year 1, it's year 1. It's just the way it is. Maybe. Rename the kingdom? No. Change your noble title? No. Change your royal title? No. Change your personal Mr., Miss, etc. title? No. We are currently Lord, King... Okay. My noble title is Lord. My royal title is King. And my personal Mr., Miss, etc. title is Mr. Did we ever get to change those? I don't remember. Free the slave? No, that's basically our entire army. I refuse. Okay, crime policies. The scribe pulls out the scroll of crime and prison policies. Close the prison, set prisoners free. Declare mass executions. Keep prison population low. Declare rehabilitation. It would cost me 1,000 gold per turn. I don't even have that in its entirety right now, so that can't happen. Allow overzealous arrests. I mean... There's a use for prison? No. No. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I don't know if it's going to be worth doing, but I'm trying to. I'm not drinking coffee, chat. Maybe I should be. I don't know. I mean, I am a slave, and I do own a slave port. We'll think about it. Social policies. Arms for the poor would be 300 gold a year. That would be a nice public opinion boost. Hire the love cult to increase public order. I don't know. Do you deserve the love cult, chat? Have you been good? Have you been naughty? Look at freeing slaves. No. Mercenary policies. I could outlaw mercenary companies, regular mercenary groups active. Large mercenary groups would require a lot more money, and force small mercenary groups. No, I don't think we don't want to do anything. Goblin policies. Your scribe pulls out a scroll of goblin policies and presses to make them. Goblin Scourge. Play 4 goblin bounty per goblin head. Ban goblin slavery. Begin the goblin celebration. Look, okay. I'm just saying that maybe enslaving all of the goblins isn't necessarily the best thing to do. I realize that I'm maybe not the right person to be making this stand. However, I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily end well, all right? I've seen Harry Potter. The Thayan. I'm down to ban the goblin slaves, but everyone else is on the table. The slave table. Ban socks instead. Damn, you derp you. Meanie. Recruitment and training. I can declare free enlistment, gain some soldiers each turn, or forceful enlistment, gain lots of peasants each turn. Okay, so soldiers obviously better than peasants for fighting, but peasants also make me money in the fields. However, slaves do the same thing. Declare no enlistment. Or ban local militia. No militia, more peasants if enforced enlistment is active. Or cease peasant training. Stops peasants being trained into soldiers. I guess as long as I've got knights, they'll turn the peasants into soldiers passively. Might be better that way. I don't know. I kind of feel that having forced enlistment will be an interesting one. I've not really... Like I said, I've only played one game before just to get my head around the game. And I didn't change this, and it was on declare free enlistment. I love how just the laws are different. Like, it's procedurally generated different laws. So I got a few soldiers every turn from my lands. But if my knights can train peasants into soldiers, so I'm still getting soldiers, just at a different kind of rate. And I'm also getting peasants who can make me money. Okay. I think I'll leave this as it is for now. Then taxes. Your scribe pulls out the scroll of taxes and subsidies and prepares to make amends. I can put a gambling tax up to 220 gold per land each year. I can start a banking tax up to 110 gold per land each year. I can make a land tax up to 60 gold per land owned each year. I can subsidize the arena. Higher betting max. Costs 1,000 gold per year. That is probably something worth doing, depending. Subsidize the militia. More militia recruits cost 1k per year. Or I can tax. I can tax people's tax. More tax equals more tax. I mean, the tax that I get from the tax can be taxed so I can have more tax. Why not tax? That's true. Tax the bankers. I'm kind of feeling that. The gambling tax would bring in a solid bit of cash. Tax on breathing tax. Oh my god. Why are you like this, chat? Also, hello Annie, how you doing? And thank you so much for the 93 months. Diolch yn fawr iawn. I think I'm going to go with a banking tax. Tunk. -1 public opinion. I'm thinking a land tax as well. No. Yeah, I think a land tax. Oh god, that hit hard. -5 public opinion. And the gambling tax. Okay. So if I stopped the gambling tax, I'd have higher betting limits. If I ended the banking tax, I'd have higher interest rate. If I end the land tax, I'll have a higher popularity boost. I think I'm going to end the land tax. We didn't get as much back. I lost some for even thinking about it, it seems. But I'm gonna end the land tax. I'm tempted to remove the gambling tax too. We could just tank our popularity. We could just become a hated, feared overlord. If we want to go full evil, we can go full evil. But I'm thinking of removing... No, I think that's all we're going to do. We're going to continue gambling, taxing gambling and banking. But I would now like to actually have a look at the local bank, Royal Bank again. Yeah, we've got a very low interest rate now. That's fine. So, I can hire a mercenary company. I wonder if there are any pygmy... the Green Bannered Wolverines, the Permanent Nocturnal Company, the Old Age Company, the Fall Green... the Fall Green Hand. I was going to say Foul Green Hand. I'm going to say that the Fall Green Hand or the Green Bannered Wolverines are either the shadows or the pygmy demigods? 414 green bannered. Oh, okay. Apparently these are different. Assess the green bannered Wolverines. Group of fairly well-trained warriors. Green bannered Skullbreaker has a battle score of 79. No, they're not that great. Okay, never mind. What about the Fall Green Hand? Fall Marauders. Let's check them out. Group is currently available for hire. However, they charge 3,593 gold fee per invasion to cover the risk involved. These are better than knights, so they're worth it. All right, but now that we've done all of that, there is one thing I would like to do, actually. I'm going to change the laws of the kingdom in one way. We're going to go to celebrations. There's one I skipped over. Your scribe pulls out the scroll of celebration and prepares to make amends to it. Declare a new celebration. What will the name of your new celebration be? Okay. Also, Curiosity killed the cat, said Moken 9 minutes ago. Is that when a cat taunted a dog named Curiosity? Sure. Either that or the rover. Dutress wants bats. Last Dawn wants more hats. And Lokaya Brightmane wants Emperor Hat Aavak. Sure, yeah. Tax Day. Maybe, but it's the naming game. Current top naming game, which is Jack Clawson, if you're around. What would you like to name this celebration? You get to name it. What about managing the royal staff? We'll get to that. We're far from completing the first turn, Nuki World. Far from completing the first turn of 250, I might add. Jack Clawson, if you are around, make yourself known. Taxing the tax day. I'm not going to call it. I'm not going to add the tax, but... Well, we might later, but taxing the tax day shall be... Do you want a tax in the tax day or do you want a tax day? Your call. I will go with what you choose. The royal staff is just a stick the king found lying around. Well, I mean... It could be another kind of staff. Not quite what I think a tax holiday is supposed to be. Like that. Okay, bump. Right. We are going to celebrate this every 100 years. Dear God. Every 50 years, every 20 years, every 10 years. Melissa Riddle, you get to choose how many years. You're up next. If you are here, then speak now. Yeah, I've got a reliable way of lowering public opinion if I want to. That's quite true, Fiery. We've got every 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, or 100 years. We cannot have this celebration occur every year. But if Melissa Riddle isn't around, then it will move on to 3 Ham Kablam. So, 3 Ham Kablam, let me know if you're here. Just so I know, in case Melissa Riddle isn't. Okay. It looks like Melissa Riddle might not be here, so 3 Ham Kablam, which one do you want to pick? I can always change this later, but understand I'm going to be resistant to changing it later, so pick sensibly. I have a random question. Why is there a forklift certified tag on Twitch? How does that apply to Twitch? Like, at all? Just asking, in case anyone... Oh. Is that number 4 you want, or every 4 years, 3M Kablam? Let me know how many years. Just type that out, just so it's not ambiguous. But Macrolox, it's just the whole thing. The whole forklift certified thing is a thing. Okay. Every 5 years. Very well. Thunk. Right. What will happen during the celebration? This one is going to go to Fortino Decay. Now, you get to pick, and all of these numbers are valid, 0 to 3. How many things happen? It can be nothing. It can just be a celebration in name. It's your call. I have no idea what that would do. You don't mean to brag, but I am certified. I am forklift certified. Look, I'm just gonna say, if you got approached by Neo in the Matrix to set your mind free, and you were forklift certified, you'd really have to think. You'd be like, well, I mean, I could leave. They could come and tell you you were Neo, and you'd be like, well, I'm the chosen one of the people. I could lead them to, you know, free Zion, but I am forklift certified. So you're asking me to give up quite a lot. It's not a pick of what they are for Tina Decay. You get to pick how many things we do. Again, 0, 1, 2, or 3. 3. Okay. Right. Now then, I'm going to need some naming games. We've got... We've got Fractal Acula. And we're going to do these in order. And we've got Yogbot. Okay. Pick one. One of these. 1 to 7, your choice. Like, you can all thank Fortuna Decay, and seriously, do it. Thank him. Say thank you, Fortuna Decay, for giving us all of this many options to play with. They could have said 0. They could have taken the choice away from you, but they didn't. Because they're dapper. Hearing that suddenly will wake me up. I mean, true. Moonlock noises. Might not be there, though. That was an hour ago, so I'm going to give it a few more seconds, but Fractal Acula, you may be up in a second. It looks like you are. There we go. Lockyard, well done. Thank you, Fortino, for maximum tax fun, indeed. Fractal Acula, pick your option. Yogbot and Yorp. Have in mind what you're going to pick, so this is nice and fast. Because we are taking a long time. We're playing slowly because of the amount of chat integration we're doing. 7, burning celebratory fires. Okay. Okay. This is going to be interesting. I kind of know where this one goes. Right. Celebratory fires it is. Next up, Yogbot. Yobgod, even. Oh my god. I will one day say it right. What goes to fires? Getting drunk. Drunk fires. Okay. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. All right. Europe. You're up last. Where are we going? I like this holiday. Drunk fires. Florida man, is that you? Celebratory sacrifice. No, you don't get to choose, Karazak. You should have gone in there. Well, actually, if Europe isn't around, you might get to choose, but only if you get a name and game before someone else does. There is a possibility of another one. It's coming up. Number 2. Okay, yeah, never mind. You don't need to then. Europe has made your dream come true. Very well, number 2. That's quite a celebration. Gonna be setting fires, getting drunk, and sacrificing people. All right. Taxing the tax day. Wow. That is a party. Good lord. Okay. Now then. Let's go to the throne room. Welcome to your throne room. Here you can deal with visitors from across your realm and beyond. As time goes on, you may find the number of visitors swelling to huge lines. As a ruler, you may choose to deal with every last visitor. But if the task becomes too monotonous, you should look to hiring a steward. Stewards will deal with any visitors left unseen by you at the end of the turn. Be careful who you hire to be your steward, though. Stewards can have one of a number of different traits that affect how they manage and deal with the throne room visitors. The traits are xenophobe. They will be unfavorable to any non-humans. Dungeoneer, they will imprison most throne room visitors. Kind-hearted, they will always act with kindness. Military, they will always recruit any hireable visitors. Goblin friend, they will always be nice to goblin visitors. and a money grubber. They will never spend money. All right. So we've got 16 people waiting to see us. I can upgrade the throne room to host entertainers. I can upgrade the throne room just flat out. Manage the number of visitors. Set the rules of who may visit my throne room. Call a meeting of the council. There's no one else. Well, actually, there's two people. The diplomat and the high general. Revisit the tutorial or retire from ruling the realm. Let's set the rules. You call forward a scribe to write down the rules you wish to set for your guards. Currently, you allow criminal cases, begging, jesters, entertainers, mercenaries, people looking for work, complaints, sellers and merchants, goblins, bards, and rabble. This covers a lot of the above. Do we want to change this? I think we want a good spread, so I'm going to leave it as this. Right, sending the next visitor. You are visited by a homeless man who claims one of your soldiers threatened to burn his village down. Well, fine. I'd be a bit disgruntled too. You order reparations be paid. The gold is accepted, and then the homeless man smiles and bows to you, and then says, bless you with all my heart, my king. Public opinion has gone up because the rumors of our generosity have spread. Hooray. Alright, next person. You are approached by a man who claims to be a messenger from Fëanor, leader of the bandit horde. He says Fëanor has been observing you and wishes to form a truce as you lead your people with brutality. Oh. We're so evil the bandit horde wants to be our friends. To the dungeons! No, we're not going to kill a messenger. There's this etiquette that we need to be aware of here. A truce is a truce. Could always go back on it later. Yeah, that's true. It's not like an alliance. I'll accept the truce for now. The messenger thanks you and wishes you luck in your pillaging. Good God. You are now truced with the bandit horde. Well, that's removed one thorn in our sides for the time being. We can focus our attention on the rebels this way. Send in the next visitor. You are visited by an armed bandit who says it would be an honor to serve the Dark King. We're known as the Dark King. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. But I'm not going to turn down free soldiers. We're kind of in a bit of a pickle, really, right now. So allow him to enlist. Armed bandit says, if I'm a big, strong soldier, I'll get all the ladies, right? It depends. Are there ladies in the army? Do we have ladies in our army, chat? Send in the next visitor. You are visited by an armed bandit who says he wishes to fight for you, but you must pay off a small debt of 28 gold coins before he can join. What do you think, chat? Sounds like a slave to be enlisted, I see. 1 million years dungeon. The armed bandit says, wait, I've only murdered a few people, come on, as he is taken away. Rumors of your cruelty spread. Cruelty? I thought the people would be happy. Apparently no. Even bandits deserve their freedom, even ones who've only murdered a few people, or have murdered a few people. Send in the next visitor. You're visited by an unhappy stable hand who claims one of your soldiers stole an apple from a tree on his land. He demands payment for it. 4 gold for an apple? Dear Lord. The apples on your tree made of gold? To the dungeon! You're visited by an armed bandit who says he's happy to fight for you. I see. Not asking for any money. I accept. He smiles and says, good, and then leaves your court to collect his equipment. You're visited by a crazy man who shouts, everyone is fake except for me. I am the only real person here. Everyone else is in my head. Well, if we were in your head, could we do this? Kill him, or be gone, fool, before you cease to be. The dungeons with him. Wow, Lazarus straight in there with one. I mean, he has got a nice hat, actually. Yeah, that's true. Remove him from court, to the dungeons, be gone, fool, or off with his head. You know what? Lazarus is in there so fast. The man hears your order and bows his head, allowing a guard to take a clean cut, beheading him. Okay, maybe that was a bit cruel. But, I mean, to be fair, he was in for this as well. It was like, yeah, for science. If my theory is correct, you can't kill me. Oh, I'm dead. We didn't cease to exist. I love how they're all wearing hats. This is amazing. It's they don't if you don't make a little rule for them to wear hats. You are visited by an armed bandit who claims you outmatch Fëanor and wishes to join you. Very well. Thank you. You're the best. And then jogs out to collect his equipment. You're visited by an angry ogre. One of your men stole gold from me cave. 300 gold. I want it back. It wasn't me. To the dungeons with him. This is an interesting one. 2. It wasn't me. The ogre scratches his head and says, oh, maybe different kingdom. There are lots of me confused sometimes. Goodbye. Before leaving your oh. What a lovely and honest and just frankly friendly ogre. Farewell, fair ogre. Best of luck finding your gold. You're visited by a small goblin. He looks at you silently and hands you a gold coin. I'm trying so hard to resist. You forced this path on me. I am a slaver by nature now. I don't want to be. Why have you made me into a slaver? Why are you giving me these dark compulsions, chat? This is your fault. I am blameless in this. Why have 1 gold when I can have 4? You know, we need a voice of reason. Next person to decide to say a number is deciding it from this point. No, it has to be just a number. Frodato. Frodato said take the gold coin. Very well, Frodato. You take the coin from the goblin, who grins and runs away. You soon realize the coin is in fact a painted pebble. We have been bamboozled. Bloody goblins. A gambling man arrives in your court and asks if you flip coins with him for a wager. Okay, let's flip for a small bet of 9 gold, 38 gold, or all of our gold. No, thank you. I have a question for you. Force him to give you all of his gold. I have a question. Sure, what is it? Tell me about the coin you're using. Just a scratched up gold coin. Okay. Alright. Why do you gamble? Because I have a problem. Is that what you wanted to hear? Wow, okay. Calm down. Dear Lord. Alright. All in. Pow! Chat. First person to type heads or tails and enter calls it. Alice said heads. The coin lands on tails. Ah, damn it, Alice, you lost us gold. Let's go again, come on. Why, Alice? Traitor. No, I'm done playing for today. Take your money and go. Gambling man bows to you and leaves. You're visited by an armed man who says he wishes to fight for you, but you must pay off his small debt of 13 gold before he can join. Well, I mean, a soldier is a soldier. I'll take it. 13 gold is fine. I think we'd have to pay a lot more to hire a soldier. You order the gold to be paid and the recruitment is done. The armed man says you will not regret your decision this day and leaves to collect his equipment. One more. You're visited by a village idiot who seeks 20 gold from you to place a bet on a fight in the arena. Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you, my king. I shall cheer your name when I bask in my wealth. You're welcome. Look, I admire an enterprising young individual. You're visited by a traveling jester who says, hello, I've been saving my best joke for you. Will you hear it? Sure. A zombie shambles into a bar. The bartender says, first time I've seen a zombie in here. There's a drink named after you, you know? The zombie replies, really? A drink named Kevin? The tavern jester says to you blankly, is it taken away to the dungeon? You're visited by a man who wishes you to free his friend, who is currently a slave of yours. Okay. The man pays the gold and leaves your court. You order the slave to be freed. There we go. Made back our gambling money. There's currently a lone visitor waiting to see you. The guards bring forward a man who is accused of evading tax. How dare! Ask him to explain himself. Please, I didn't do it. This is a huge mistake. Ask the arresting guard for a statement. The guard informs you, well, he's probably guilty? Oh. That isn't really good enough for me. Release him. Man leaves, and you later discover that the man was not guilty. Ha, phew. We weren't a baddie. I mean, at least in that regard, this time. All right, we've got 525 gold. Good morning, Aavak and Tablet. Hello, Vizbek. Right, time at long last to go to the fight pit. You enter the local fight pit. It's a fairly small venue where warriors come to battle and locals play to watch. The pit is owned by a local business person named Gren, the Meadblood. And the entry fee to watch a fight is 31 gold! That's a high entry fee. Speak to a local patron about the pit. Commoners tournaments are nice. A bunch of commoners fight for a prize of gold. No nobles, no champions, just some poor folk. Did he just say in 2024 that it's nice to just throw a bunch of poor folk into a death fight pit for the entertainment of people who aren't in the death fight pit? Oh my god, why? Guys, speak to the local patron of the pit, speak to the pit owner. You're greeted by the owner named Gren Meadblood. Well met. How can I help you, he asks. What is this place? This is the arena, a place where some seek glory, others wealth, and I make a tidy profit giving it to them. I would like you to close this place down. No. Who are you? I'm the owner of this place. I like to keep it in order as best I can. I'd like to purchase this place from you. Inquire about the cost of buying the arena from Gren Meadblood. 53,000. Dear God. Okay. So to give you a bit of an idea of how this goes, this is completely randomized, okay? And I mean really randomized. The first time I played one turn and then started again because I like spent the entire time reading and I then went away for dinner and came back and I was like, I just want to start again. Coming into the fighting arena cost 7 gold per fight. And it was an arena. It was a large arena and it only cost 60k to buy. The second time, the one where I played 25 years, it was one of my relatives who owned the arena. And so I asked, I want to own it. They said, all right, and gave it to me. It's very random, chat. It's just that way it is. But okay. Let us bet on a fight. I can attack the pit, that's true. You pay the 31 gold fee to watch the fight. Who would you like to bet on? A goblin berserker or vagrant underground half giant? I'm going to bet on the vagrant underground half giant. Come on. Oh wait. Were the vagrant underground giants strong? They were, weren't they? Oh, they might not have been. Chat, do you remember? Crap, I don't remember either. I remember the two main ones. Okay, we're going to put down a small amount. We're going to bet 94 gold on this.